All right, Stovetop Podcast. Y'all know what it is. Back for another one. If you want to introduce yourself for everybody, homie, and we'll jump into it.
All right, what's up, man? I'm Kese2x from South Carolina, Florence, South Carolina, be exact. B843. Gonna see what's up on the podcast.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Um, so I want to kind of start off with asking where you came up with your stage name.
Well, I came with my stage. That's actually a good question. It was always my full name is actually Marquise, but it always told people to call me by Keys. But two times behind it is always like I was always had to get me if I got me a W or win, I always had to make it two. Like kind of like a two to make it true thing because I skateboard in real life. So really, that's where that came from.
I like that though. That's dope. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I know I like the feeling behind like you get one dub, you gotta go and get the other. You know what I mean? That's
I'm telling you.
the winner mentality. You got to keep going for another one, right?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's roll. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Got through another day. When you holding the cut, say hey. Still breathing. Take nothing for granted. I walk with a smile on my face. All this motion that came in, I gotta pick up the pace. We can have a feast, but before we eat, my nigga, we gotta say grace. I'm putting this shit on the floor. Cause all this love been given out for free, can't give it no more. If I tell you that I lay that specs and I put that shit on bro. Couple of them turn they back on me, but shit, that's okay though. Bitch, I'm having this motion. Drill, flavor, bagel. Walk with a cross on my chest. Give me the money, I'm blessed. Trying to make more, not less. Times I be feeling like I cannot do it, but I gotta get through it. Next.
So, like, did you grow up around music, or was that something that you kind of discovered an interest later on?
Man, I grew up around music, man. If it ain't with my grandparents singing gospel, grandma used to be in the kitchen every doggone day singing. My granddad and grandma was actually in the church choir. They did their own thing. But then I was just like my aunties and uncles, they kept me in the music. They kept me like with the newest thing that was out or anything like that. And I always been in the music too. It probably kicked in sixth grade at Greenwood Elementary in my city. I say that's really where it started. That's where I just started like rapping and just doing going about it. And as the years, what I'm saying, went on, it kind of got serious and serious and serious. So it's
That's
been it's been in the life.
that's dope though. Be like almost every artist that I talk to, I swear that they've all grown up around music in some way, shape, or form. Um, and I don't know where the fuck I was going with that, so I'm gonna just move on.
It's like it's very influential. Like it's like music help a lot of people with a lot of different things. Like whether it's motivation, whether it's getting hyped for something coming up, whether they wanna like some people wanna cry, some people wanna be emotional, hear other songs of people that's on the same shit. So
Facts.
that's good. That's more like it.
So how long you've been doing music for, bro? Like, I know that you gained interest around the sixth grade, but how long you've been
Yeah.
actually doing it?
I just started taking it serious around 2022, but I've been writing music since 2018, 2019, around that time. So I really say 5, 6 years, if more, 6 years plus.
Okay, yeah, because like I checked out your YouTube, right? And you got some pretty recent stuff, and I was listening to your lyrics and shit, and it didn't sound like you were as new as your YouTube was showing. Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. Like, you got some
Yeah,
skill behind you. You didn't sound like you were just a newbie to the mic. And
I
you're
appreciate that, man.
well, and your fucking videos too, bro. They're A1. You know,
I appreciate that. I got some heavy hitters, got some people that come heavy up in it with the videographing in on South Carolina and stuff like that. But I'm on the road to release some new music very soon on the way as well. But I am new to, especially YouTube, when it comes to like putting the reels and stuff on there. It's a lot of stuff that got to work on, but most deaf.
well, and if y'all are regular viewers, y'all know the deal. All of homie's links and shit will all be in the description of the video, so it's a one-stop shop for y'all. You don't have to go searching for them or nothing. I do the job for you. So there's no reason not to go
Uh,
and check Homeboy out after you're done the episode.
yes, sir. That's love.
Um, so like with you being around music for basically your whole life, and especially with your grandparents being around in the gospel scene and stuff like that, what were your musical influences growing up?
Growing up, man, it's always been Gunna, Migos, like people like Kevin Gates and stuff like that. That kind of like more focused on the versatile side. Kodak, it wasn't just like one genre, and if it was done in so many different ways instead of being on the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how you hear something and it kind of sounds saying over and over and over again, but making it just one on one, authentic, and it's different every time. Them boys was like kind of like a big influence with me with that. So I always say them for sure.
Fucking rights, even me personally, I'm a massive fan of Kevin Gates. Um, I think the dude's just a wholesome guy. He stays true to who he is. It's not no Hollywood
Mhm.
bullshit, right? Um,
For sure.
I want to personally ask, like, have you been doing live shows and stuff where you're at?
I actually have. I recently did one in Charleston and Columbia and Fayetteville. Been doing a couple shows. The manager been getting me right with those. I got a little bit more coming up. I actually got shows coming up again in Charleston. Shout out to Mugger Man and stuff like that. But yeah, this is most definitely going down.
So what's the music scene for you like out there? Like, do you guys got to fight for a spot on stage, or is it
Bro, it's never
clicky
really.
or?
Nah, it never really been like that. And I feel like it's like more so people checking out the music to see if they vibe with it. It's like I've never had. It was like people that was always down and wanted me to, what I'm saying, come out there. Even with setting it up, it's never really been a frustration or anything like that. And see, I give that my manager handles all that, so what I'm saying, she make it look easy if it is, even if it is frustrating to go through. But yeah, it's been going on.
Yeah, yeah, shout out to her. She's a stand up woman, like her and I have been
Yes,
talking
sir.
since we set this all up. But yeah, like cuz I was quite like I'm curious because like man, like I live in fucking Canada, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to know what it's like for you guys down there for the music scene, if it's clicky, if you had to fight for a spot because here it can be different depending on where you live, man, you know.
hmm Well,
Um
what I would say, we got it's a lot of talent coming out of South Carolina, Florence alone. So, and we all know that the music industry is very competitive. Even though I'm not a competitive artist, it's a lot of, what I'm saying. Like I said, it just falls down to everybody having a lot of talent out there. So it's a lot of big names. You know what I'm saying? Trap Dicky being one of them. You know what I'm saying? You got PNB Rock. You got a lot of people. You got Shy Gliz, who producer and stuff like that. Skeeky Beats. It's a lot of big talent that's coming out there, and I feel like South Carolina, they holding their own stuff on the map. Like everybody who's coming out of South Carolina, they got their own creation, their own vibes when they bring it into the music industry. So it's kind of like we do more lifting than you know what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'ma keep it G double O D. I could never be a wannabe. Step up in the party and I drip and hit the feet. They gon' say that I'm tripping if I decide to pop a pee. I swear that they don't fuck up when they let me off the leash. Had the one less shorty, I'm a beast up in the sheets. And the hate they gon' struggle, I humble, do this shit with ease. When you get a new plate, best believe they want a piece. Got the cutter on me like I'm Dr. Scissorhand. Smoking too much gas, got me speech impediment. All she want is a wood, I think that whole lumberjack. And I'm with 300 and we smoking president. Nigga try to play hard, but he sweet like peppermint. Yes, sir.
um so kind of leading off where I was going with like your musical influences, like you like you said you got you fuck with Kodak and Kevin Gates, a lot of the more newer school guys. Is there a genre or a
Mhm.
subgenre that you don't fuck with?
I actually like all genres. Like I listen to rock. I listen to actually a lot of genres. Now, if I had to say the one at the bottom of the board, it'd probably be country music. But even then, I like me, what I'm saying, I love me some country vibes every now and then. But most definitely,
as soon as you said country, I couldn't help but smile because literally every person that I've asked, I swear to God, like 99% of the people that I've talked to, they all say country. You know what I mean? And it's funny too because like it's with rap being such a diverse genre and with us taking samples from the biggest hits of all the artists out there from Michael Jackson to X Y and Z, none of us fuck with country music. Like that,
Yeah, that's
right?
straight
Apparently
facts,
that's the
bro. I mean,
no-go.
I do fuck with it. It is cool. I just, you know what I'm saying? If it came down to me saying like how much I knew about it, how many artists I knew, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't really know that much.
Fair enough. um So like now I kind of want to know, like, leading off of all that, your top favorite artists. Who are your top favorite artists? Now they don't have to be rappers or none of that. Like, who are your top favorite artists?
We doing top three?
Top five.
Top five, I would have to do. I would for sure the Migos, Gunna, Young Thug. That's just top three. Of course Kevin Gates. Mm, top five. Top. Uh, I could actually say CEO Trail or Big Yavo, one of them two. I kind of got like a lot of artists, like a lot of artists that I like, and you know what I'm saying, for with which everybody do, you know what I'm saying. But top five would probably be those top five for sure.
Fucking right. So now I waited to ask this question because this is my favorite question. I ask every artist this. If you could work with any artist of any genre, dead or alive, who would it be?
That's very hard to do. That's very hard. I would honestly say because I always fought with Takeoff, RIP to him. Takeoff, or it could be like Takeoff Gunner. One of those good Takeoff Gunner or Young Thug, most deaf. Like it's kind of hard to bring it down to one, but most definitely for sure. Cause those are my vibes right up the alley.
Fuck, fair. Um, Now I want to know, like, with you being a fan of Gunna and stuff like that, what's your thoughts on the whole YSL controversy that went down?
Man, it's a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of stuff that ties into that. It's levels to that whole situation, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like it's kind of like a lifestyle you have to be in and be dedicated to. That's all I have to say. A lot of people be dedicated to a lot of, you know what I'm saying, certain lifestyles and don't really be fully committed as far as the negatives that could come with it, worst case scenarios or anything like that. It just be rough. But I mean, you going into a group and you going into something like that, and it's kind of like you got to be prepared for anything. You know what I'm saying? Stuff can always be going good, and stuff can be stripped away just like that in the heart of a, you know what I'm saying, a blink of an eye. But I'm glad. I'm actually glad Gunna the hate and stuff like that kind of dialed down with Gunna. And even then, Gunna, you know what I'm saying, he did it the right way. He did it the right way. He didn't entertain, do no diss trash or anything like that. He just kept his own, he kept tunnel vision on his vibes. He even fell back and got his body, got right in the gym. It's a whole lot of stuff. So that's, you know what I'm saying, I kind of, out of that whole situation, I do give like props to Gunna because it was kind of hard on him. And now it's like, it's being that how it ended off and how it's, you know what I'm saying, things come is summed up. It's kind of like it just makes the rap game wash down. Like it washes a lot of things down in the streets and it make a lot of people think, you know what I'm saying, different ways. You feel me?
Facts. Yeah, there definitely is a lot of politics that follow behind a lot of it. And I
Um,
just wanted to ask you on your personal aspect without us diving into a whole fucking like black hole of this and that and fucking blah blah
yeah.
blah, like
Yeah.
Um, so what's your studio process like, bro? Like when you get to the studio, do you have like a certain certain rhythm that you do, like do you roll a blunt beforehand? Like,
I ain't gonna lie to you, I always be getting high before I go to the studio. I've been in the studio sober and high, but of course it hit more when you know what I'm saying, when you in your own zone and stuff like that. But I always go for the beats. Like I like for beats to speak out more. Like it's kind of like I don't write lyrics to put on the beat. I would rather listen to the beats and let it speak to me, and then you know what I'm saying, the lyrics come after that. But once they're like, if a beat speaks to me, and it's like it's so, I'm like it's locked in. Like it'll be played all day until the song will be written. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So studio time, I really have a mindset of just going in there and getting it done. You know what I'm saying? When they come to record, and that's always been me. Want to knock stuff out, but also have fun with it. I don't like making the music something serious. You know what I'm saying? I like to always have the mindset of music being fun. That way, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have like writer's block and stuff like that. If it is something like that, it ain't nothing to take like a little small break and get back at it. I always want to keep music fun because that's the main thing with me, and also being real in it when I'm in the mic. But I always had that mindset of making it fun.
holy, I felt like you were just talking to me right there.
Be like
like
that. I'm
like
saying.
the whole like making it fun, man, because like bro, like I hung up the mic for a long time because it was like for me rapping was like a social thing too. Like, we got together
Yeah.
with all the boys. We rolled a couple
Yeah.
joints, we all kicked it, and we wrote music together. Like I don't
Hmm.
know about you, but for me it's kind of boring if I was just sitting here by myself, like rapping by myself. I just feel a little boring.
You know, I feel like in my position where I go in with music, I honestly that's what I honestly do. I do most of my writing alone actually. But I've done it. I have a lot of sessions. Anytime my bros know, like when we get having our little tee up sessions, our little smoke sessions, stuff like that, they already know I'm going to ask them to put on some beats and freestyle and stuff like that. That's just like what people know of me, like just to get a vibe for it. Like another way of keeping it fun and active and stuff like that. But I do get what you're saying too, as far as like being alone, because sometimes it'd be like the energy don't be right, and the energy always got to be right when you're making music. That's why I said I always want to keep it in a fun mindset, but I'm one of those people who can have fun alone and with the group. You know what I'm
Fair, fair. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know, I can smoke by myself. That's always
saying?
fun.
Yeah, it
But
do be the
like
vibe.
music and being by myself, it just never clicked for me, man. It just felt like I always needed at least another homie. You know what I mean? Like your cat or your dog or your animals or some shit can't give you input and tell you if it's a whack bar or
Mhm.
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Um, so obviously after your recording session, after you got some songs in the bank, do you have anybody that you take your tracks to like get a personal review from before you release it, or
Yeah, my manager being one of them. It's a cut like I got a small circle that I will always send like my unreleased to, but it's those ones who know I've been in the music about my whole life, you know, some stuff like that. And I always do like send my peoples out, my close ones, as soon as see how they like it, see, you know what I'm saying, get they kind of take on it, what they feel like, you know what I'm saying, should be added or taken away. Saying sometimes like that, but yeah, I most definitely do.
fucking race, man? This is a new question to my for to the stovetop. Well, newer. Um, how do you feel social media connects you to the listeners, man?
Social media connects to the list. It's always about the audience. Like even with the type of music I was making and the category I'm kind of feeling myself being put in, it's more of a, but it's because of my beat selection too. I was always into like the jazz trap type beats. It was like mostly with the instruments in it, nothing too basic, but like most of the time they give little stoner vibes, little high vibes or whatnot. But I would have to most definitely say I don't even know how I wanted to end that off. I'm trying to think. Jazz trap beats is kind of like these going to these jazz bars and these different type of bars that's not all the way club like. Those is like I kind of feel like the audience like fuck with me more on that tip. And see, everybody when they hear my music, they fuck with it regardless. But I feel like if I was to feel like, you know what I'm saying, if I was to say what category I feel like the audience put me in, it's kind of like a jazz trap type vibe, something like that. Which I'm totally fine with because you know what I'm saying, those are the beats I actually love. You know what I'm saying, love doing it on so many ways to switch up tempos, and that's like one of the main things I really like doing when I'm making music is switching up tempos, flows, you know what I'm saying, different sounds. I always like stuff like that.
And fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say with that too. I literally had something like it was good too, but apparently not good enough to remember.
Yeah,
Um,
it'd be like that.
well,
And
fuck, man.
that's the type of guys.
I appreciate y'all taking your time to fucking sit down with me, bro. Um,
Oh, it's no problem, bro.
unfortunately, fucking I've got one more question for you before we close this out.
Let it real.
What's next for you, homie? Like any upcoming projects, shows, releases?
Next shows, I got one actually in February the 7th. That's in Florence, South Carolina, actually. And then I got another one. I got one in April the 18th. This month that's gonna be in Charleston. It's actually Columbia versus Charleston type thing. Again, shout out to Mugga and stuff like that. But the two shows coming up. Um and shout out Common Grounds as well. I got to shout out Common Grounds and I got to shout out Mugga Man because those are the hosts like the people that's having me out there, especially for in South Carolina. I fuck with Common Ground very heavy, and Mugga Man I just met recently, but he a cool dude off gate. We locked in, but for sure, those are two shows I got lined up and coming up.
That's what it is. Do you got any new releases coming out, or are they
I
fucking?
definitely, I definitely got some new releases coming soon. I'm in the midst of this weekend. I got a couple of features I want to get done as well, but I definitely have some more coming up. Some new singles coming out, plus visuals.
Speaking of the features thing, are you doing features for artists? And if you are, what's your price tag?
Price is tag like right now, I really haven't really have a set price, but if I was to set my price for features, it would be I probably say around 200 or something like because it's not really something I was really focused on right now, but that would be the price starting off. But because I've been doing music, I've been putting out a lot of singles. I actually wanted to prove how I was coming my own creativity, my own vibes before I even got into features versus coming in with doing a lot of features. I wanted to make sure my vibes was well known before I hired any guys. So it's crazy that you asked that. So now that's when I'm actually in the mode of getting some features done and getting it ready for, you know what I'm saying, release. Possibly a album for sure too.
Fucking rights, man. 2026, it's our year, bro.
Yes, sir. It really is.
Well, that's what it is, man. I appreciate y'all taking the time to sit down with me. Um, we're gonna, of course, at the end of this episode, add another snippet of homie's music, give y'all another reason why you guys should be going and checking out all of his links that I leave in the description below.
Yes,
Other than
sir.
that, Stovetop Podcast, y'all know what it is.
Shout out to him. Y'all go fuck with him for real. Real cool dude. Real true dude. I fuck with you, man.
Ooh, ah, ah. What they talking about? Nigga, what they talking about? Make 'em walk it out like a picture, crop 'em out. They sound like sauerkraut. King of Heart got flavor now. Remember to pick up the phone when I call, cause you know that shit might be urgent. When we still phone on the blog, just check out the drip, cause we know you be lurking. They want me to come in my pocket for them, but when I was hurt, they was splurging. This perk got me out of my mind, I be stuck in the dark for demons emerging. My cup is polluted, muddy and dirty, they don't think I use detergent. Like hell yeah, I fish my fears in hell yeah. She tried to play me, told her go to hell yeah. I got some brothers sending through the mail yeah. And we on top, we can't take no L yeah. Hell yeah. Nigga be switching up like season, call him Cajun dog. Send that bitch back to the street, cause that little bitty a dog. I have a connection like LTE, gotta put on my brothers in car. Drop me in the field with nothing, I still get it done, I don't need no haul. I know this a nigga gon'